Good afternoon, brothers and sisters of Christ. Welcome to another reading through the Bible series with Law of Christ Ministries. This is part 20 or day 20 of our daily scripture reading. We are in the book of Genesis. Let's go ahead and continue. Then in the morning, when Laban had risen, he kissed his sons and his daughters and blessed them. And Laban, turning back, departed to his region. And Jacob departed on his way, and looking up, he saw a divine camp encamped, and the angels of God met him. Now Jacob, when he saw them, said, "This is a divine camp." And he called the name of that place Camps. And Jacob sent messengers ahead of him to his brother Esau in the land of Seir in the territory of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant Jacob, I have lived with Laban as a alien and stayed until now, and cattle and donkeys and sheep, male and female slaves have come into my possession. I have sent to tell my lord Esau, in order that your servant may find favor before you." And the messenger returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and perplexed, and he divided the people that were with him and the cattle and the sheep into two companies. And Jacob said, "If Esau should come to one company and eradicate it, then there will be a second company to save it." And Jacob said, "God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, 'Hurry off to the country of your origin, and I will do you good'? It is sufficient for me because of all the righteousness and because of all the truth that you have brought about for your servant. For with my staff I have crossed the Jordan, but now I have become two companies. Deliver me from the hand of my brother Esau, and I am afraid of him, that he may not come smite me and my mother with children. Yet you said, I will do you great good and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which shall be counted for multitude." And he slept there that night, and from what he was bringing, he took presents and sent them off to his brother Esau: 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 sheep, 20 rams, 30 milk camels and their young, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 donkeys and 10 foals. And he gave them under control to his servants, a flock separately. And he said to his servants, "Go on ahead of me and put a space between drove and drove." And he commanded the first, saying, "If Esau, my brother, should meet you and ask you, saying, 'Whose are you and where are you going? And whose are these going ahead of you?' You shall say, 'Your servant Jacob's. He has sent presents to my lord Esau, and there he is behind us.'" And he commanded the first and the second and the third, and all who were going on behind the flock, saying, "Speak in accordance with the word to Esau when you find him, and you shall say, 'There is your servant Jacob coming behind us.' For he said, 'I shall propitiate his face with the presents that go on before him, and afterward I shall see his face, for perhaps he will accept my face.' And the presents passed by in front of him, but he himself slept the night in the camp. And that night after he had gotten up, he took his two wives and his two maids and his 11 youngsters, and crossed the ford of the Labek. And he took them and crossed the wadi and carried over all that was his. And Jacob was left alone, and one man was wrestling with him until morning. And he saw that he was not powerful against him, and he touched the flat part of his thigh, and the flat part of Jacob's thigh became numb as he wrestled with him. And he said to him, "Send me away, for the dawn has come up." But he said, "I will not send you away until you bless me." And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said to him, Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel shall be your name, because you have prevailed with a God, and with humans you are powerful. Then Jacob asked and said, Tell me your name. And he said, Why do you ask my name? And there he blessed him, and Jacob called the name of that place Divine Form. For I have seen a God face to face, and my life has been preserved. And the sun rose upon him when he passed by form of God, for he was limping upon his thigh. Therefore, to this day the sons of Israel shall not eat the sinew that became numb, that is on the flat part of the thigh, because he touched the flat part of Jacob's thigh, the sinew, and became numb. Now, when Jacob looked up, he saw and see his brother Esau was coming, and 400 men with him. And Jacob distributed the youngsters to Leah and Rachel and the two maids, and put the two maids with their sons out front, and Leah with her youngsters behind, and Rachel and Joseph last. But he himself advanced ahead of them and did obeisance upon the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embracing him, he kissed him upon his neck, and they both wept. And looking up, he saw the woman and youngsters, and said, What are these two? And he said, The youngsters by which God has shown me mercy to your servant. And the maids and their children drew near and bowed down, and Leah and her children drew near and did obeisance. And afterwards, Rachel and Joseph drew near, and they did obeisance. What does that word mean? Obeisance. And they bow down. That's weird. Okay, sorry. So obeisance is bow down. Okay. Okay. It says that your servant may find favor before you, Lord. But Esau said, I have much, brother. Let your property be yours. But Jacob said, If I have found favor before you, accept my presence through my hands. With regards to this, I saw your face, as someone might see a divine face, and you will be blessed with me. Receive my blessing that I have brought to you, because God has shown mercy to me, and I have everything. And he urged him and received them. And he said, When he departed, we shall go a direct route. But he said to him, My Lord knows that the youngsters are rather delicate, and that the sheep and the cows are giving birth for me. So if I should drive them hard for one day, all the cattle will die. Let my Lord advance ahead of his servant, whereas I will regain the strength of the way in accordance with the leisure of the journey that is before me, and in accordance with the pace of the young children, until I come to my Lord and Seir. Then Esau said, I shall leave behind with you some of the people who are with me. But he said, Why is this? It is enough that I have found favor before you, Lord. Then Esau turned back on that day to his way to Sur, and Jacob was setting up tents, and he made himself dwellings there, and made tents for his cattle. Therefore he called the name of that place Tent. One more paragraph. And Jacob came to Salem, a city of Sycamore, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Mesopotamia of Syria, and he encamped facing the city. And from Hemor, Sychem's father, he acquired for 100 lambs a portion of the field, for there had set up his tent, and there he set up an altar and invoked the God of Israel. All right, guys, we'll stop there. Lord willing, we'll see you back tomorrow. God bless.